We're going to talk some USC recruiting right now with We Are SC, Scott Schrader. Scott getting set up. Scott, the big news, obviously, it's not a big visit weekend necessarily for USC, but the big news came on Friday. News started kind of trending with Mark Bowman to USC, at least from, Steve Wiltfong's point of view. We did the Wiltfong whip round the day before. He said it was trending in USC's direction, but why this weekend? Why did Mark Bowman decide to commit to USC this weekend?
Yeah, I think that I'm still in the process of finding that out. It happened on the final 2 days of a Hawaii vacation for me, so I kind of took a little time off to make sure that we got our content out. But I don't really know what the timing specifically, why it was this past week, but it was kind of going that direction. I think some of this, you know, whenever we're wondering why something is happening and it seems like it's been expedited, I always think it's NIL reasons. So, I haven't talked to anybody. I haven't got any feedback that that's the reason, but I'm thinking that in large part is what is going on.
So Mark Bowman from Mater Dei High School. It's great to see this pipeline now with he joins Tom Tapui as two commitments from Mater Dei High School down there in Santa Ana, California. Is this Mater Dei pipeline alive and well right now for USC?
Yeah, I think it is. I'm not sure there's going to be any more from the class of 2026, but USC's in pretty strong shape early on with Aaron Washington, Danny Lang, and some other guys at Mater Dei. So it was a few years to where it seemed like USC might not ever get a Mater Dei kid again. And you bring in some new people into the building, and like Chad Bowden, Chad Savage, and you kind of change the mindset on how your approach is going to be with recruiting, and here we are. And again, I'm going to go back to this. It's also there's a big boost in NIL, and whether people realize it or not, the general fan, NIL is driving where these elite prospects go. And I mean, maybe not the only reason, but if you're not in the arena with the big time NIL collectives, you're just not getting guys.
Right. Absolutely. So USC fans want to know, is NIL going to be enough to hold this class together? Because we've seen hot starts from USC before. This one definitely feels a little different because it's more Cali centric. Yeah. But do you think NIL can keep this class glued together?
Yeah, I think there's a limit on this because there's obviously offers from other places that are pretty significant as well. So I think if USC follows up this season like the last two, I think there's going to be some issues down the road. But overall, I think you're right. I think just based on the fact that a lot of these kids are from Southern California, they kind of look at themselves as the solution. The future of the program, even when I'm talking to class of 2027 prospects, I'm asking them, well, why do you think that USC can turn this thing around? And they tell me that they look to the class of 2026 and how USC is doing recruiting wise with those guys. So, I think NIL is going to be able to keep USC in pretty good shape with most of this class, if not all of it.
Okay, well, that's encouraging for Trojan fans. Now, when it comes to California recruiting, we saw Richard Wesley, the 5-star edge defensive lineman, reopen his recruitment, decommits from Oregon earlier in the week. Is he a prospect in the state of California that USC could add?
Right now he's not among those guys that are the main focus to close out the defensive line class. There's three guys that are really, really looking at closely right now and trying to finish with them, and Luke Wafel and KJ Ford. And I think Titan Davis is the third guy. I mean, you'll even notice that Kari Wilder from Sarah High School, really, really good local kid, doesn't even have USC among his official visits anymore for this month. So I think things are winding down there. But I think that otherwise, actually, I'm sorry, I just got distracted. But other than that, I'm not really sure what USC's got left on the table.
Yeah, what about in the state of California? I mean, is there a chance that they could add even more home state talent to this 2026 class?
Yeah, I think that there probably are a couple of guys that are remaining. Yeah, you got Brandon Arrington that's still left, and he's coming in for an official visit. As of now, he was scheduled to come in for June 17th and the 19th, but USC's been doing some changing around with those visits. But he's still scheduled to come in and take a visit. And they're going to get to the point right now. The feeling at USC is that they're thinking they can maybe get this to 30 commits by the end of the month, and then go into the season, and they're going to continue evaluating and looking at guys. So they may still have 4 or 5 spots left as we head into the football season to kind of close out this recruiting class. But you never know how things are going to go. These official visits, and you start talking, and kids' interest kind of goes up. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
What will be, because I know, we were texting earlier, and this isn't a big official visit weekend. Most campuses have big official visits weekends going on. Not saying that USC is doing anything wrong, but what is the schedule looking like for USC? When can fans expect that big official visit weekend of the summer?
Yeah, the next weekend will be that weekend. I think it'll be the biggest weekend. Maybe and by the 20th through the 22nd might also be similar in size, but they're going to get off to a roaring start here on June 6th through the 8th, and so there'll be plenty to talk about next weekend from a recruiting perspective for sure.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to it. Scott Schrader, We Are SC. You guys do a phenomenal job. Thank you for stopping by the Live Inside Scoop.
Thanks, Josh.